Hi everybody. We are going to draw some flowers today, and you may want to find some things to inspire you. You may go outside and see some flowers. You may see some flowers in your house, maybe in a book. And if you do, you want to look at the edges of the flowers to get ideas on how you might want to draw your flower blossoms. You can always just draw flowers in a field, as I've done here, or sometimes I like to put them in a container, a vase. So today I'm going to use paper to create a tracer to help me get started. So I've taken a little piece of paper and folded it long ways. I'm going to hold the fold. And I want to think about, how do I want my vase to look? This is a little jug with a handle. But if I just want a vase, I can think about what kind of shape I want. I've already made one here. And the way I did this was I took my folded paper, I'm holding the fold, and I'm going to just cut off a little bit. I'm going to curve around, come up, and go back out to that corner. So take my scissors, holding the fold, rounding, and cutting. Now I have a little tracer vase. I'm going to lay it on the paper and see if I like the size of it. If it feels too big, fold it back, trim it. Maybe I'm just going to trim the bottom. Maybe if the sides are too big, I could trim that. But a tracer is always a nice way to get started. Lay it on my paper. I can put it in the middle, on the side, wherever I want it to go. After I trace it, then I have a starting point. Another thing I can do after I trace this is, if I want to put it on a tabletop, I can use a ruler. And it could be sitting there, or I could see some of the tabletop. And so I would draw a straight line, stop at the vase, jump over, and draw across. So now it looks like I have a vase on a tabletop. Now, drawing my flowers, again, I want to think about the edges of my flowers as I've done here in this drawing. Maybe I want rounded petals. Maybe I want pointy petals. Think about the middle. Is it small? Is it large? So let's get started. I can draw with my pencil. I can also draw with a Sharpie. And I think I'll draw with the Sharpie so you can see it as I go. I could draw the stems, or I could start with the blossom and then draw the stem. So I think that's what I'll do. I like to, when I draw a blossom, make the flower grow. So if I start with a center to my flower, maybe I'm going to do like a little loop and go around that center. And then to make my flower grow, I could just put a little bump of a petal peeking out in between and make it grow that way if I want to. And come back here and make those petals grow. So that's one way to do it. And then if I want to go ahead and put it in my vase, I can draw my stem coming down in my vase. And I can also draw a leaf coming out if I want to, or another leaf. All right, now I'm going to do a pointy flower. I'm going to start with a little bit bigger center. And I can either start at the center, go out and back in, or if it's helpful to put a little dot so you know where you want that point to go. And I could just curve down, or I could curve kind of out and down. So out and back, out and back, and just keep going around. Don't worry about them all being exactly the same. Just see how it looks. Now, it looks a little empty in between, so I'm just going to add a point out and in, out and in. So like the petals are behind and you're just seeing that point. Okay, so that's one nice big flower in my vase, and now I'm going to draw my stem coming down, and I could do more leaves like this, or maybe I do some smaller leaves coming out from the stem. And then also with my Sharpie, I can outline my vase here so that Sharpies are nice because they're permanent, and if I add paint or any water, this is not going to run. All right, let's do another little rounded flower. Again, I'm going to start with the blossom, do a center, and let's just do a little loop and a loop, kind of like I did here. And then maybe instead of doing in between, I just make each loop bigger. Let's do it that way. You can invent your own flowers. You can look at flowers outdoors and see how they are shaped. So this one is just, I'm using that same shape, just making it bigger each time. So that's one way to do it. Gonna add in my stem and add in some more leaves. All right, at this point, I could add more flowers. I could add something in the background. I could decorate my vase if I wanted to, drawing in lines, designs, making patterns. Let me do something here. I'm going to start here. Maybe just draw some stripes to begin with, and then think about what would I want to add. Maybe some zigzags. Really up to you how you would like to add decoration to your flower pot. And now it's just a matter of deciding how you would like to color this, this vase with flowers. Of course, colored pencils are nice to use, especially for little details.